Sometimes saving someone means helping them disappear. I grew up in a quiet neighborhood where everyone knew each other. Lawns were always freshly cut, porches were swept clean, and from the outside, every family looked picture perfect. But tucked inside one of those spotless two-story houses was Mason, my best friend since second grade. Mason was loud in the best way, always turning something simple into something unforgettable. He made games better, jokes funnier, bad days lighter. We did everything together. Endless summer bike rides, Halloween costumes planned weeks in advance, sleepovers that stretched until sunrise. He felt more like a brother than a friend. Even when we were just kids, though, I could tell something was wrong at his house. His dad wasn't just strict. He had this heavy presence that made you instinctively shrink. He didn't even need to yell to scare you, but he yelled plenty too. Whenever anyone raised their voice, Mason would flinch, like it was burned into him. His mom barely spoke, moving around their house like a ghost, trying not to disturb anything. Mason always had excuses for the bruises: skateboarding accidents, football practice, clumsiness. I never pushed, but deep down, I knew. When we turned 16, everything changed. Mason stopped coming around, stopped laughing. Sometimes I'd catch him sitting at his window, shoulders slumped, staring at nothing. Then one night, close to midnight, I heard a knock on my bedroom window. I pulled back the curtain, and there he was, hoodie soaked from the rain, the side of his face starting to swell. I helped him inside. We sat on my bedroom floor while he told me everything. This time, it wasn't yelling or shoving. His dad had punched him hard. He didn't cry. He just looked tired, like he'd run out of ways to explain it. I told him he wasn't going back. We stayed up all night figuring out what to do. Mason had nothing. His phone was monitored. No car, no cash. I had a little saved from a landscaping job, and I had a cousin a few states over who had always said, "Call me if you ever need anything." So I did. I told her everything. She didn't even hesitate. Get him here. The next few days were tense. Mason packed what he could: a couple shirts, a hoodie, an old notebook, and a photo of his mom from back when she still smiled with her eyes. We planned everything like it was a heist, practiced the route to the bus station, timed it down to the minute. He left his phone behind, right where it would look untouched. I told my parents I was sleeping over at Mason's that Friday night. Instead, I picked him up at the corner near his house. We didn't say much on the drive. The roads were empty. Streetlights flickered overhead. I kept checking the rearview mirror even though no one was following. At the Greyhound station, we just sat there in the parking lot for a long minute. The buzzing lights made everything feel too bright. Mason looked out the window like he was trying to memorize it all. Then he turned, hugged me so tight I couldn't breathe, and said, "You saved my life." Then he grabbed his beat-up backpack and disappeared through the glass doors. I sat there a long time after he was gone, staring at the empty sidewalk, trying to breathe normally. The next week was a blur. His dad showed up at my door asking questions I was ready for. I lied without flinching. The cops came 2 days later. Same lie, same shaky hand. 3 years passed before I heard from Mason again. It was a message from an account I didn't recognize, but the photo told me everything. He looked healthy, calm in a way I had never seen before. He was working part-time, attending school, living independently. He said that photo of his mom still sat on his dresser. Sometimes I think back to that night, the silence in the car, the way he gripped the door handle like it was heavier than it should have been. And even now, all these years later, I know without a doubt I'd do it all over again.